What's up, everybody? You're back in here with the Pro Football Pod. You've got Hulk, Coach, Austin. We're hanging out with you guys today. We got the Seahawks 7-round mock draft, little off-season preview for all the people. Subscribe down below. Once we hit 500, we're giving away a free stitched jersey to somebody out there. Might even do 2 of them. Help us, help you. Tell your friends, tell your family. Seahawks fans, Geno Smith is out. DK Metcalf is out. Tyler Lockett is gone. What has happened with your team? Sam Darnold comes in now. But you also got Cooper Kupp. Like, the Seahawks offseason has been nothing short of exciting. Like,
Agreed.
It might not be the good kind of exciting. It might not be the bad kind of exciting. But it's newsworthy.
I think that Geno Smith was awesome, but he was always going to be limited at the level of what he was capable of.
You got the most that you were ever going to get out of Geno.
Exactly. So let's go with another Jets failure that they got in the first round, first overall pick, and see if maybe he could do better for us.
That was fucked up.
I think it's more of a problem of what are the Jets actually doing to quarterbacks out here? Like,
yeah,
bro,
they're not
Aaron
developing
Rodgers
them.
is literally in the offseason right now, losing his mind and has no idea what to do. Like, what's happening up there with the New York Jets and their quarterback room? It's cursed. It's got to be. So, looking at this, we do see some, certain positions of immediate need. Other positions you're going to have certain needs because, like, DeMarcus Lawrence at edge. Yeah, that was an awesome signing. The guy's 33. What are you going to get? Maybe 2 more really good years out of him if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I like Uchenna Nwosu, but I do think you need more of a stable there. Leonard Williams is fantastic, but he's going into year 11 now. So realistically, how many more seasons are you getting out of him? Jaron Reed, he's been in the league now for going into his 10th season. So I think defensive line is absolutely something to look at. Linebacker. DB, I think they're great. I do think they need to add either a slot corner or just a corner because Witherspoon is able to give you slot work if need be.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Cooper Kupp doesn't put an absolute Band-Aid. So I think wide receivers will look. Interior offensive line, absolutely.
Exactly.
And Noah Fant's going into the last year of his contract, so tight end is going to be a need as well.
I do
With
like
10
getting
picks,
them.
I think we should be able to cross all of these positions off. But go ahead and start it for the people. Let's see where we're at. Hit that button down below.
So off rip, Walter Nolan
Mike Green
is there.
Falling.
Mike
I don't
Green
understand
falling is
what is
actually
happening
nuts.
with PFF.
That's insane.
Luther,
my only issue with him is that he's 5'11", 208. Cooper Kupp is 6'2", 208, but he's still going to be working mostly the slot at this point in his career. Jackson's 6 foot 196. So like Luther at this point, there's other wide receivers that I love in the second and third round that I think could actually, like Savion Williams, honestly, as much as like I'm not on his team, I think he would be a much better choice for this team than Luther Burden would. Honestly, I think Mike Green is the pick. I know we've talked about this in past videos that like after pick 14 and 15, we really don't want to keep picking Mike Green because he should be gone. But if this is the board that falls to them, it's either Mike Green or Donovan Ezeraku.
Yes, sir.
Kelvin Banks falling down the board.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because he makes me slightly interested just because he could give you some work at guard. Let's see here. Scroll back up.
Starks is not a need for them.
That's where
if
like
Will
Mike
Johnson
Green
was here, boom, like easy.
Mike Green, yes, he shouldn't be here. But that's where I was looking at Donovan Ezeraku.
You can't pick him over Mike, but I feel you. Like if Mike's gone,
No, this is me going with Ezeraku of the factor that I don't think Mike Green will be here realistically.
Yeah,
he might because the draft
I agree
is
with
wild.
you. No, I agree. He should not be past top 12, top 13.
Yeah.
And there's no interior O lineman guys here for you right now that I'd say take. So
nope.
Where the way the board fell, I think edge is the better position. I do think Luther Burden would fit into this offense just because of his explosiveness. And he is a different wide receiver compared to Cup and Njigba. However, I would love Jaden Higgins if he's available there. I also like Jack Beck as well.
Yep.
So to me, I don't think wide receiver, them getting Cup, to me, took wide receiver in the first round off the board.
I think Trey
because
Harris.
I don't see it as like an absolute panic need.
And their second,
like you said, Trey Harris or Savion.
Like there's so many solid people like still there.
And we got a lot of picks here in the first 3 rounds. So I say let's go ahead.
Are we saying Mike Green's gone and let's just
I'm gonna leave
go
that
with Donovan?
Up to you. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys because
I agree.
I'm good with
Mike
either
Green's
one.
gone off the board.
Yeah, he's gone.
I love Ezeraku.
Yeah,
we live on Earth where he's gone. He's next
now,
level.
Jaden Higgins is still there, and I think that's an easy second round pick because then we don't need to look at the position anymore.
We got the
interior
Broncos.
Offensive is definitely important, but it's still early. We still have 2 more picks before these guys are both gone.
All right, so we only have the Broncos in between us. They have wide receiver listed as a need. And I don't think they don't have the need at corner. So I'm with you. I think Higgins, and then I think you turn around and take Trey Amos with the next one in 2 picks.
If that wasn't the path, I would like to go Jared Wilson here and then maybe a Savion with our next one.
Jared Wilson should be there for us in the 3rd or 4th round.
Really?
So we're thinking, I know we said Trey Amos because it is still too early for both of these guys.
You have Revel and Morrison here as well.
Yeah,
however,
I like Amos way more.
I like Amos because he doesn't have the injury concerns.
Exactly. And he's kind of the last one that you get. And picking at 52 to get Trey Amos is absolutely freaking insane.
Oh, that's incredible value.
Yeah.
And your DB core is awesome.
Yeah.
With Amos, Witherspoon, Woolen, and then you've also got Julian Love back there and Kobe Bryant at safety. Like, your DB core set.
Now, we have to start looking at interior offensive line. That is now their biggest weakness. We've covered wide receiver. We've covered corner. We've covered defensive end. We need to cover this. And honestly, Tate Radledge is for me. Between these 2 prospects, I think that he's the most versatile. He's exactly.
They have a bigger need at guard than they do at center.
Yeah.
Like, Olawatimi took him out of Michigan just 2 years ago, so he's going into year 3. So to me, it's one of those kind of not an immediate need to get him out of there. Now, Anthony Bradford's going into year 3 as well, but his first 2 seasons have been abysmal. Laumea was a 6th round pick for him at left guard last year. Abysmal rookie season. And then, again, a 6th round pick. So I'm with you. I think Tate Ratledge, he comes in and immediately starts somewhere on the interior line.
Yep. Now, Mason Taylor and Terrence Ferguson just both got taken a couple picks before us. I don't think we look tight end this early anyways, but just, kind of give us an idea of like who's been going at that position. Trey Harris is now gone. Jared Wilson went a few picks ago, so we can't look there. But honestly, I kind of wanted to look at Willie Lampkin anyways. He's probably there at our next pick, but he could potentially be gone.
I like Willie
if he
Lampkin
is,
a lot if he's
Luke
there.
Kandra's still there.
I like Kandra. I like Tyler Cooper.
Yeah.
I like Connor Colby. Like I like what we have at the interior O-line later on. Dylan Fairchild's still there, so the depth there later on for me is still solid.
Damien.
Running back to me, it's not a need with Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Wyatt Millum is the one that I kind of keep glancing at down there at tackle. because he's giving you left tackle work. And yes, you don't necessarily need it because Charles Cross has been really good for them and had a great season last year. First round pick for him. I'm looking at that as Abe Lucas. This means you need to get your act together because he had a solid rookie season. 2023 fell off. Little bit better in 2024. But that's where Wyatt Millum, to me, I think he gives you just that much more offensive line insurance.
I like going that now. So, like, total what's there on the offensive line, he's definitely going to be... The tackles are kind of what's going right now. Seth McLaughlin at our next pick would be very solid. And if you look at 6'6", 317, he definitely plays left tackle.
He is a left tackle.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's where it is hard to...
Now, Cross is 6'5", 307, so he's not quite as big. He's a first-round talent. It definitely is going to give him...
Cross isn't going anywhere. Like, you'd bring in Wyatt and hope that he can play right tackle for you.
Yeah.
Pull up Charles Grant. I think Charles Grant gives you some right tackle. I could be... No, he's straight left tackle. I was wrong.
Cameron Williams is your right tackle.
He's your right tackle, but to me, it's one of those, like, I would rather take Wyatt and just cross-train him.
Develop, yeah. What do you think, Austin?
I like Wyatt. Yeah. West Virginia boy.
So now
we need to look at linebacker at some point as well.
All right, so let's look linebacker now. Jack Kaiser's there. He won't be there on our next pick.
I like Jack Kaiser. I also like Kobe King.
And then interior offensive line. So we know we're going to be able to get Ty Robinson later. Seth McLaughlin, this is the point to take him if we're going to. And I think that is huge
with
for
taking
them.
2 offensive linemen already. And like I said, Oluwatimi only going into year 3. I don't know if they're looking to just go ahead and quit on him and replace him right now.
Yeah.
That's where I lean Jack Kaiser, because Ernest Jones, he's been solid, but his first season with the Seahawks was kind of a letdown. They also have Tyrese Knight, who was a rookie last year, 4th round out of UTEP. Decent rookie season, but to me, just overall, they could use better linebackers.
Yeah, Jack Kaiser's also... He's got a little bit of a versatility to him.
He gives you some slot work.
Yeah.
He can work on the D line for you. Like, that's where, to me,
his coverage grade isn't the best, but look at his 2023 season and, like, what he was capable of pulling off.
I think you add Jack Kaiser with where we have already taken Ezeraku and Trey Amos, and I'm not even, like, being facetious when I say the Seahawks will have the best defense in their division next year.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, we're hitting on all 3 levels as well. I really like that. There's going to be some more value for us at 172. So, yeah, I think Jack Kaiser makes a lot of sense right now. So we have 2 5th-round picks pretty much back-to-back.
Yep. So, we like RJ Mickens. We like Ty Robinson. Seth McLaughlin is still here.
I like taking that.
And I know y'all have been kind of pushing for him. So let's go ahead and take Seth. We pick in a couple more picks.
Yeah. What are you thinking here, Austin? I know safety is not really a need for them at all. Julian Love has been having a couple of great years. So has Kobe Bryant. He had last year was phenomenal for him. And at 26 years old, he's going to be hitting peak athleticism.
Scroll down a little bit. Ooh. We got a safety already, or
we don't? But that's what I'm saying. Both of their safeties are honestly pretty solid, and they already have 2 very good corners. With us adding Amos in the 2nd round,
for me, it's To me, honestly, I think it's got to be Ty Robinson. With the versatility he gives you on that defensive line, and with Leonard Williams and Jaron Reed both
probably
going into their double-digit seasons, to me, I think you've got to get some youth on the interior of that D-line.
I agree. Cameron Jackson's a little bit interesting, but just not as versatile, and honestly, just not as good of a season. Just doesn't even have as many snaps. This guy has just played so much, and he's been so good for them.
Yeah, and if you look at, if you pay attention to the grades, his best grades were in the biggest games.
Yeah.
And that just tells me the guy steps up when the lights are the brightest.
All right. So we're picking 2 7th-round picks now. These players are definitely not playing. Honestly, I think R.J. Mickens could be interesting because of the versatility that he has. Kind of playing safety, but he kind of plays everywhere. He's played some slot. He plays not as much corner, but very he would be a good backup for either role. Is the only reason I like him, and he keeps falling. We're picking at 223.
R.J. Mickens in the 7th round, for a third safety, absolutely go ahead and snatch him up.
Yeah.
You mean Andrew Armstrong?
Your boy. Now we've picked Andrew Armstrong in quite a few, and if we didn't have Jaden Higgins, I would say maybe this would make a lot of sense.
They did bring in Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
This last offseason, and they also brought in River Craycraft, and don't forget the legend Jake Bobo. They still got him on the roster.
Yep.
So with R.J. Mickens being here, to me, you've just got to take the value at that point.
So you make a good point on Shaw. I think on the next pick, we pick in 9 picks. I think that would be a phenomenal pickup for them.
Yep, I like that a lot.
Let's go.
I think he's gone.
Yep. No way.
Yeah. What do you get picked?
Well, give me Brady Cook.
Yeah, he got picked 3 picks before us.
Panthers.
Of course he did.
It'd be Brady Cook.
I do like Brady Cook.
Yeah, Brady Cook is a solid.
Brady Cook is solid in the SEC, solid play. It's just for him, it's a lot of kind of mental stuff. But for a quarterback that you're taking in the 7th round, Ugalala. Yeah,
definitely not him, right? All right,
definitely not him.
Motherfucker folds under that pressure,
bruh.
Yeah.
So just to make sure we've hit everything we need.
Different college teams.
So we've got an edge. We've got a guard, a tackle, and a center. So
linebacker,
offensive line,
interior, safety, corner. We've taken almost every position that you can take.
Let's get a kicker. Is there any kickers?
Hold on, just see the best position. Yeah, it'd be Armstrong for me. Yeah. Armstrong, Cook.
Nah, I'd say let's just take Brady Cook. Let's give him a developmental quarterback in there to see what happens with Drew.
You need to have a third quarterback anyways, you know.
Oh, no suggestions. Back to back for us. Look at that.
Yep. The only one they didn't like was Wyatt and Kaiser, but other than that, it was all A's.
We still got an A. We've still got an A on the report.
That's pretty good with all them picks.
Look at us, guys. We're on the honor roll. Seahawks fans, we know you're going to have something to say about this. We took a ton of players here. So honestly, if half of these guys work out, it's a great draft for you. So, go ahead and complain. If you do, all I ask, come with reasonings, come with facts, because if not, you're just speaking into the void. We appreciate you guys for being here. TulsiRoseTea.com is the sponsor. Giving away jerseys. Hit that button to subscribe down below. Peace out.
Doses.